But Zach, I know you know a lot more of the technical aspects of YouTube. So how do you make YouTube or your video stuff more successful?
You have to understand a really interesting algorithm. I went this summer to VidCon, which is the big YouTube convention in Anaheim, California. YouTube runs off an algorithm, okay? It does have preferred settings and all of that kind of stuff. I'll go down the list. You have to have a good thumbnail. If your thumbnail is bad, if it's just one that YouTube picks when you're uploading it, you're not going to get any views. You have got to pick something that catches someone's eye. There's no magic color. I know like 3 or 4 years ago, red was the color, and then it went to yellow, and then it went to blue. It's not a special color. Make your thumbnails as interesting as possible, okay? The next thing is your description. Your title is going to catch people's eyes. If you can't get somebody to click on it with the thumbnail and the title, they're not going to click on it. Okay, even if they're your best friend, if that sucks, they're not going to watch it. And that's a really big thing. And then to place in the search is your tags. Okay, just don't put like Batman, Spider-Man, and just like put just tags that you talked about. Like put specific things. You can have these broad things, but you need to have Spider-Man actor punches kid or whatever. You know, like whatever's happening in the news, put that title in there. And I know for us, because when we do the podcast, I put the Nerd Cave Podcast because that's ours and it ranks us. Like somebody's looking for the Nerd Cave Podcast, they type it in, it's in our tags, so we pop up. So using tags is a really, really big thing. And one thing that I did learn, and this is one reason we have 2 YouTube channels instead of 1 these days, is the algorithm runs on trust, okay? And what that means is if you put out, let's say, because we used to do this, we'd put out a podcast segment, we'd put out a React segment, and then we'd put out a Let's Play. That's all totally different than us putting out, okay, we're doing podcasts, it's in this genre or whatever. That's building trust with YouTube. So we'd build up trust, and then we'd like, here's a Let's Play, everybody. And then YouTube's like, okay, that was weird. Let's pull back the trust meter on them. And that kind of, we would have success for a little bit, and then we tried something new, and it's like, nope. Okay, and then we'd build that trust back up. So if you're wanting to make a certain type of content, make that content. That's the biggest thing, and I know another conversation, I'll ask y'all this, is long form or short form more successful?
Short form is way more successful. If you're in video, the average attention span for anybody right now is like, 3 to 7 minutes long.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean... If you can do something in 10 seconds, good for you. I've never found that I could do anything in 10 seconds.
No, I'm just saying, like, from videos we put up, like, if you don't impress in that 10 seconds,
oh, yeah,
you're gone.
You're done. You're done. I mean, with sketches, that takes faith, right? But in reactions, having, like, something that's, like, big bang, boom, like, right in their face for the first 10 seconds, then, yeah. But you don't want to go any longer than 3 to 7 minutes. In 7 minutes, it has to be the most interesting thing that's happening that week. Otherwise, no one's going to watch it. If you're doing audio, like we did Podcasting 101, audio is the long-form format. So if you're trying to take a video podcast and turn it into audio, then, by all means, go over that. But if you are really trying to do video, there's a reason that the 6-second videos of Vine worked. It's because people could watch it, be done, and move on to the next thing. You got to think, everybody who's watching your content, if they're in the ages between 8 to maybe 12 years old, they will sit there and watch for 5 to 6 hours a day of YouTube. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking to get a target demographic of, everybody up to 65, then 3 to 5 minutes, because they're going to be watching it on their way to work. They're going to be watching it in the bathroom. Whether they're going to the bathroom or brushing their teeth, they're watching it while they're cooking. They just want to know what's going on right there and then, get a few, quick, insights or jokes, and then move on to the next thing.
Now,
go ahead.
I was going to, you were talking about the people who could sit down for 5 to 6 hours. I really think it on, like you said, depends on the demographic, because I have a little sister who's in the front row right there who will come home from school. And she will sit there and she'll watch YouTube from 2:30 till 6 o'clock at night, do homework, watch a little bit more YouTube, go take a shower, watch YouTube till she falls asleep. So I think it really, I mean, if you're targeting that demographic, then yeah, I mean, you can have longer videos, and it would work because, like I said, I've seen her watching an hour-long YouTube video. But if you're, people, anywhere from like 18 on up, I'm sorry, I will start zoning out if you're over like 10 minutes, and I'm usually on to the next thing.
Just one quick aside to that. Watch time goes into that. Watch time is your biggest thing. Everybody thinks subscribers or views is what makes you successful. Watch time is.
Yeah.
And how watch time works is when they log on to YouTube, the first video that they click, if it's yours, you are golden. If they spend 6 hours on there, you get credited 6 hours of watch time. If you're somewhere in that 6 hours, you get a little bit of that percentage. YouTube wants to keep you on their platform because they are pushing ads constantly. Every video you watch, there's an ad at the beginning of it. So if you can get that watch time, that retention rate there, and keep them coming back, if you can get them to watch 10 of your videos, oh, you've got it good, okay? And long form and short form, it really depends on who it is. Mm-hmm. I know I like to watch Kind of Funny. They're one of my favorites. I watch their podcasts. I watch, an hour and a half worth of stuff. But there's times where I don't have an hour and a half and I want to watch an animated clip, and it's like 2 minutes. So it really depends on what you want, because there's the people that just want long form, and you can get them for that whole hour and a half, and that's 100% retention rate. That's going to count more than 2 minutes, 100% attention rate on some of those videos. So it's kind of what you're comfortable doing. If you're comfortable making that short form, do it. If you're not comfortable making short form when you want to have a conversation, then do long form. So it's really what you want. Just be ready for the kind of thing, because one thing that we do about an hour to an hour and a half long podcast every week. We break it up into 4 segments every week.
So you appeal to both.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, here's a shorter version. These are the topics we talk about. You can watch that video if you don't want to hear about that. Then we talk about games the other half of the week. So that's one way you can do that.
Well, also getting into playlists, it's not just view time anymore. YouTube has part of their algorithm is going to be now if people are interacting. It's not just watching anymore. Mm-hmm. Are they liking it? Are they commenting? Are they commenting back? Sharing. And that is a really big deal, because it used to be subscribers and view time and views, right? So now, you can have a bunch of people watch it. I mean, you can have 1 million people watch your video, but if only 20 comment and 20 like it, you're not going to be in any playlists.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I'm stealing some of this. It's going off what you say. The like is like 2 points. I'm just giving y'all points. The dislike is the same as the like. You're getting some type of interaction. Yep. It doesn't matter if you get a dislike on your video. It might hurt your feelings, and that's one thing you're going to have to get over. If you're going to be on the internet, there are going to be people that do not like you because they're on the internet, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. They're not going to like you because you have a face. So
I had someone tell me they wanted to fly a 747 through the gap in my teeth, and I said, please do, because then I can charge for passenger airfare.
So you've got the like and dislike, and then your share is about 5 points, and your comment's about 5 points, and then a share is about 10. So the more interaction that you can get, the one good way to do that is a call to action at the end. So if this was the end of a video, like, guys, if you like that, please hit the like and share button, and then you'd ask a question. What do you want me to talk about in my next video? Put it in the comments below. Boom, call to action. That is the best way to do it, okay? And that gets the conversation flowing after the video. Because some people are like, hey, I really loved what you talked about. Or, hey, would you stop being on the internet, please? Okay, but if you have that conversation, it's like, hey, I would love for you to talk about BioShock because I have this really cool theory. And then they write a paragraph or 20 about Elizabeth, and it's just like, okay, thanks, bro. I'll talk about BioShock. So there's a little hint to you there on that.